Welcome to Topic A, everyone. I'm your host, Gary Perna. Today, we're on location at the Schuykill County Courthouse with the Schuykill County Commissioners. When we come back from this break, we're going to talk about some three major issues that are going on in the county. One, overcrowding at the prison, communications upgrades here in the county, and the sale of the Resthaven nursing home. Stay with us here on Topic A. We'll be right back.
Now open for the season, Burger's Farm Market. Everything that's available now, you'll find at Burger's Farm Market. Sweet corn, fresh picked bread and butter corn and Silver Queen, cantaloupes, tomatoes, and watermelon. Open 9 a.m. to dark, 7 days a week. Stop by or call them at 788-1773 for delicious fresh fruits and vegetables. Burger's Farm Market on the St. John's Road in Drums.
WYLN, first in live sports. We bring you the event, not just the highlights. Live coverage of the high school football season starts September 4th on WYLN. We're your local network. The Beer Garage, 202 East Diamond Avenue in Hazleton. More than just beer. Coffee, all sizes, only $1. Get your lottery tickets here, too. Stop in today, The Beer Garage in Hazleton.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicapped accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Get the entire story when it's convenient for you. And get it from WYLN News. 2 daily newscasts from your #1 source for local news. WYLN's Evening Edition, news at 5:30. And WYLN's Late Edition, news at 10. More than just headlines. It's the whole story. In-depth reporting on hot topics and more. Plus the area's most accurate weather report from the WYLN Weather Center. More news, weather, and sports twice a day. Only on WYLN. We're your local network.
And welcome back to Topic A, everyone. I'm Gary Perna, and I'm very pleased to be joined by all three Schuykill County Commissioners. And I'll start at the far end with Commissioner George Halkovich, Commissioner Frank Stoudemire, and Commissioner Gary Hess. Thank you all three for joining us today.
Thank you.
I want to start on the county prison. A couple of weeks ago, we came down and we talked about overcrowding. It's been an issue. Commissioner Stoudemire, what are some of the things you guys are looking at now to deal with the overcrowding population, and what are some of the solutions that you guys are working on?
Yeah, well, as you know, Gary, prison overcrowding is pretty much a common theme throughout the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania that a lot of our counties are experiencing. And even the state facilities are experiencing overcrowding. But in the last 5 or 6 years, I mean, prior to even Commissioner Halkovich and Commissioner Hess coming on board, we did contemplate on building a pre-release facility. And that came in about 25% over budget, and the commissioners at the time, myself and the 2 other commissioners, made a decision to scrap that idea. My solution and my suggestion has always been, instead of doing any brick and mortar projects, that we do everything in our power that we can do the least cost scenario, put it that way. And we did that. The president judge decided that maybe we can offer more ankle bracelets and home arrest and those type of things. And that has worked for a significant amount of time. And I mean, brought the population down to a manageable number, sometimes less than 250 inmates. And to the credit of adult probation and the president judge, we were very pleased with the results. But as you know, the faucet doesn't stop. And it continues to, we need to continue to incarcerate people. We need to protect society when people need to be incarcerated. So what we're doing now is we're looking at other options and sending prisoners to neighboring counties. The problem has been, when we contact neighboring counties, they're experiencing some of the same situations that we are. But we are in conversation with one of our sister counties, and we think we have a solution for it.
And I know, you said the state, the federal system is all seeing this now with the pre-release program. This is a program that is for, not violent offenders. These are people with very low issues.
Well, I think on that, Gary, one of the things that we did look at is the pre-release program that we're looking at, but also the program that we're working on with adult probation. There are quite a few filters. They are being extremely careful about who is going to be accepted into that program. The President Judge had mentioned early on that there's someone that looked very good to go into this program until they read exactly what happened in the arrest record and said that he had made a threat against someone. That is not a person that is going to be out there. The fortunate thing from our standpoint, when we're talking about this type of program, we have the people that they've done something unfortunate, that they're in prison. But the hardened criminals, they're the ones that go on to the state system. So we really do not house those people here. We have, unfortunate situations, some petty thefts, some very difficult situations. But our challenge is, and especially, and again, we all know the drug problem that is out there.
Right.
And, adult probation is working on looking at solutions that we can help to give these people skills that when they get out back into society, that they have a family-sustaining job, that they're not going to be going back into prison. That's a big challenge that we have from our standpoint. Commissioner Stoudemire and Commissioner Hess, and I will tell you, I chair the prison board. We have, on a bipartisan basis, between the president judge, the district attorney, the controller, the 3 commissioners, and the sheriff. We're all working together on this, and that's one of the things that I get very excited about that we have right now. I think that we put behind ourselves the Republican and Democrat situation, and we're doing what's best for Schuylkill County. So we are looking at all the solutions, and we are working together as a team to get those resolutions taken care of.
And that kind of leads me to something else. We cover a lot of stories, a lot of municipalities and counties at our station, and I have to say, if I can give an award out for bipartisan efforts and for a group of people who are elected to work together, Schuylkill County should get the gold award. And I'm not saying that because I live in the county, but I read it in the papers when we're down here covering stories, and this speaks tremendous volumes of the three of you working together. It's overwhelming, and Commissioner Hess, you being the lone Democrat, I know a couple times you've come out on budget issues, but at the end of the day, you guys are still working to better the county every day.
Sure, and again, I think all 3 of us, especially myself, vowed to come in to make sure that government moves along. We're here to do the people's business and to make sure that's taken care of. As when we came into office, there was a lot of top priorities, and 3 of them that you mentioned on the onset of your show. And again, we're right in the midst of a heavy one with our prison. It's been a long time issue that's been going here, and like my fellow commissioners have just said, we've tried everything, and especially the whole prison board, of trying to work out alternatives of what we can do coming down. But now again, we have to divert some of our prisoners to get out of the prison over there, put them into some other facilities. I believe that that's only a short term. You need to look at it, and agreeing with Commissioner Alkovich, again, at the end result, there's gaps. We need to make sure that they're not coming back in. We hopefully that we can put some type of facility program in there that they get the treatment and to go out. And everybody, again, makes you always have a feeling everybody makes one mistake in life. We'll give you one, and then next hopefully you can go back out there. And that's where, and not just here in Schuylkill County, it's an issue all over the state that we need to do. And that's again, and like you said, a lot of times we don't agree, but again, we try to come out to make sure that it's the best interest of all the county. Again, that's who we're serving.
Hey, Gary, I'm going to just hit on that also. One of the neat things was when we came in, one of the things that we ran on 4 years ago was restoring professionalism back in the courthouse. And that is one of the things. We're working together with our row officers, with the courts, and again, I give these 2 fellow commissioners. I mean, not only are they good business people, They have come from the business sector, but also they're professionals. And we understand that we are going to have some disagreements at times, but at the end of the day, we are all looking for the same thing. We're public officials. We are there to represent the public, and that's what we've been doing.
Okay. I'm going to stop there before we go on to our next topic and take a short break. You're watching Topic A here on WYLN, on location at the Schuykill County Courthouse. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
FunFest 2015 is a real homecoming celebration. September 12th and 13th in downtown Hazleton. The FunFest parade will feature high school bands from NEPA, marching units, and floats celebrating our area. There is also crafts and a fantastic car show on Saturday. For the kids, there are free activities at our kids area. Free admission and free parking. For information, go to funfestpa.org. FunFest is presented by Mohican Sun at Pocono Downs, as well as these corporate sponsors.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
Hey everyone, want some close-to-home fun? Join the Keystone Active Zone Passport program to create your own backyard adventure exploring parks, trails, and events. It's fun, easy, and it's free. This year's Passport has more than 30 stops. Enjoy Riverfest in Wilkes-Barre and Pittston. Discover the D&L Trail and more. Register at kazpassport.org. Visit as many stops as you want. Each stop has a question. Find the answers and log them in on the website. Start exploring today.
Things move a little slower here in dslbill.
Slow pitch softball is big here. Really big. There's not a fast food restaurant in town. Zero.
Get the most out of the internet. Get Service Electric high-speed internet. Call Service Electric today to sign up.
Ho, 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 ho. Slow down. Tourists.
Go hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball. WYLN is televising the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs Live, America's favorite pastime on your local network, WYLN TV 35. See the Major League Stars of tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WYLN TV 35. Visit WYLNTV.com for a complete Iron Pig schedule. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on WYLN, your home for live sports.
And welcome back to Topic A, everyone. We're on location at the Schuykill County Courthouse, and I have a great pleasure to be joined by all three Schuykill County Commissioners. The next thing I want to talk about is a communications upgrade, something that a little near and dear to my heart, being a volunteer firefighter. $5 million was given to the volunteer fire companies for radio upgrades through the new digital system, narrow banning. Volunteer fire departments, volunteer EMS crews were given money to get some radios. This was something that the commissioners had to take the bull by the horns and move with it because of FCC regulations that were coming down the pike. It's something that is still in its infancy stage, I guess I can say. Bugs are still being worked out. But sitting, in your chairs, where does it look like it's going through the 911 center and having this new technology out there for the volunteers?
Well, let me say this, Gary. Public safety is right at the top of the list as far as this Board of Commissioners is concerned. And I think we demonstrated that when we floated the bond issue for $16 million to upgrade our 911 system. And as you alluded to, it was a federal mandate that we do it, but we felt that it was very important to do it and do it the right way. And we are very fortunate in Schuylkill County that we have excellent volunteer firefighters, EMS people, and they do an outstanding public service. The least that we can do as county commissioners is give them the tools to do it and do it the right way. And that's why we did make the decision to invest $5 million into the radios. It's an ongoing process. It's a learning curve. It's like anything else, it's change. And you might get a little bit of pushback initially with the change, but I think for the most part, all of the volunteer firefighters and fire companies are on board with this concept, and the feedback we get is outstanding.
I know the first day I had to learn how to operate it, it was kind of interesting. I thought I needed a master's degree, but they are really good in the new digital, you know, and for our viewers, you know, in the northern part of the county, you know, what are they getting, you know, to see the fire companies, you know, that I'm involved with that are up there? You know, we've a lot of mountains. Schuylkill County is not a flat plain, and there were some concerns, I know, at meetings prior, you know, with the hills and reaching everything and like that, you know, and you guys are still working to fix the system to be 100% proficient across the board.
Well, I think from that standpoint, and one of the things that we did, and again, we understand that we don't know it all. And what we try to do is we try to surround ourselves by good people that have expertise in areas. So we have a consultant that has come in. But the other thing that we did, you know, early on was we set up a radio committee that is made up of police, emergency, you know, the ambulance, emergency management, and also fire service. So they're the people who are the end users, and they're making recommendations to us. And to me, that is so wonderful because they're the ones that are going to be dealing with this day in, day out. That was such a good thing that they're able to give us information from that standpoint. One of the things that was pointed out for northern Schuylkill County, that there's still one area that there may be a little bit of a gap. Well, it was discussed at last meeting that we're probably going to be looking at putting another tower up there because we have an obligation. Public safety is one of the most important things that we do. And if we are able to fill that gap, and again, we've looked at it, we're doing our due diligence, but we want to make sure we have the coverage. The other great thing is there's also a great program now that we are communicating with Luzerne County and with Carbon County and Columbia County that, you know, for anybody where there's an overlap, that our system can work with those other areas also. One of the things that we did and talk about long range, when we did this bonding, we also looked at it from a long range standpoint, that some of it was done on a taxable basis, some on a non-taxable, so that if there's some regionalization that's going to be done, we're at an area that we can actually lease frequency to help bring the taxpayer's responsibility down for the cost of what we had to float the bond for.
And I know every person I've talked to who's been using these new radios, you know, it's a learning curve like anything else, but, you know, they seem to be a lot better and a lot clearer. And, you know, Commissioner Hess, you were mayor of Schuylkill Haven before being elected here. You know, I'm very sure the fire companies down there, I have a couple of friends in there, you know, also, you know, a little iffy, but this is something that's moving the county forward and being able to be monitored like never before.
Oh, absolutely. And talk to some of the firemen, and especially when they're going into buildings or down in basements and the handhelds are getting out. And that's, again, what Commissioner Stoudemire said is about public safety. We worry about your safety, that you're going out on a call and you come home to your family. That's the bottom line, and to make sure that you ensure the safety of all our citizens. And when we looked at this system coming in, again, it was about a $17 million initial investment. We looked at, we could have just narrow band-aided, but we seen that there was gaps, especially in your area. The coverage wasn't getting there. So we looked at making sure that we put in it for a long-term investment to make sure, because technology changes on a dime. And again, with next generation coming up, we want to make sure that we have a system that we can adapt to those new things. Again, it's slow. I think everybody everybody wants it now, and again, we're crawling along in those terms, but again, working with the Radio Advisory Committee, because again, you folks are the end users, and that's what we need, that feedback. Hey, what's wrong? What can we do and what we can change? And every meeting seems to improve. There's issues that come on the table, they're addressed, and they're taken care of, so which is very good. So again, from what I'm getting out there, and I think my fellow commissioners of all the firemen, that you know, in all, that they're a very good operating, and it's I think they're glad that they have them. And again, in the end result, you know, it took the sting out. It's the best that we could do to get out there, to have the initials things. I know there's some other things even with the fire police now that we're looking at to make sure their community, because they're just as equal important on a fire scene or emergency scene. So again, as we go down and see the issues, we're definitely working on them and taking care of them.
The other thing that we initiated also, Gary, when we were going through this process, was we established an advisory committee, which we thought that was very beneficial, and it represented firemen, EMS, and police. And any questions or concerns that were arisen through this whole process, they brought before the advisory committee.
And one thing that you said on the onset was a federal mandate. Again, we looked at the federal mandate. It's always handed down, and no money comes along with it. And again, as we looked at that as a portion, saying, well, now how is the fireman and the fire companies going to afford this? So again, we stopped that to what we can actually basically afford, and the citizens of Schuylkill County can. And again, to hopefully work with neighboring counties with the different frequencies we have, so it takes that cost down in the end result.
As you say, volunteer firemen, you can only make so many bellinis, halupkis, or you go for Commissioner Hess's City Chicken.
All right, we're going to take a short break real quick. When we come back, we're going to talk very briefly on the Resthaven nursing home that the county is currently in the process of selling. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. We will be visited by some patients that you met on a previous show. Jeanette and her husband Greg is with her. She's going to tell you about her tremendous success story, from tragedy to perseverance to triumph through chiropractic care. Their story this week. Join us.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
WYLN TV 35 has strong ties to the community, as evident in its commitment to important causes like the American Cancer Society and Helping Hand Society telethons. WYLN's commitment to northeastern Pennsylvania continues with a broadcast of Hazelton's Fun Fest Parade and both the Christmas and St. Patrick's Day parades in Wilkes-Barre. In the summer, we broadcast the Weatherly and Giants of Spare Hill Climb, and throughout the year, we provide important community services through the broadcast of town meetings, school board meetings, election night coverage, and other events. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome back to Topic A. In our final about 4 minutes here in the show, I want to briefly talk about Resthaven, the county-owned nursing facility. Recently, you guys voted to sell it, to kind of get out of the healthcare business, and you know, this could end up saving the county money as well. So what kind of drove you guys to move it, and where is the progress right now?
Well, let me just give you a little background, Gary. I've been county commissioner here since 2002, and up until about 5 years ago, Resthaven has been self-sufficient. And then beginning, I would say back in maybe the year 2010, 2011, it was, we needed to pour money into the facility, put it that way. And it was costing us $500,000, $1 million, and escalating each and every year. And again, back in when I became commissioner in 2002, out of the 67 counties in the Commonwealth, about 47 or 48 of them had nursing homes. Well, now that number is down to about 20 because counties just can't afford a nursing home anymore. It has nothing to do with the management of the facility. It has to do with the reimbursement process from the federal and the state government. Resthaven always had an outstanding reputation. We're still very, very proud of Resthaven. As you know, there's 12 other nursing homes in the county, and Resthaven is probably number one in our minds, and I think in the minds of a lot of people here in Schuykill County. They do an outstanding job, and that's a reflection of the staff and the management. So the last thing we wanted to do was to sell it. And we tried to have it managed by someone other than county employees, and we outsourced that, and as an effort to see if they could do any better than we could do it, the private sector. And but it's still, it just wasn't manageable, and a decision was made that we just couldn't withstand the cost of maintaining Resthaven, and the decision was made to sell it.
And I think one of the things, Gary, that we did, and again, let's talk about what we did with fire service and setting up the committee. We had a committee where the three commissioners did not initially sit on the committee when the proposals were sought, and there was over 10 companies that were very interested, and we got down to the final 6. They then interviewed those 6. They cut that down to 3. At that point, when we did that, we then went to those facilities, to their other facilities, to check what they were about. But not only did we go as commissioners, we took our financial team with us, we took the consultants with us, but we also took family members of the residents down there. We took one of the CNAs. We took the director of nursing. So we wanted to see it from all perspectives because, you know, as we said, the asset that we have down there are the employees. Okay? And our first and foremost thing, we said up front that we needed this to be a win-win-win situation. It had to be a win for the residents first. That was first and foremost. Resthaven is their home. We cannot upset that, and we have a commitment that will stay as a nursing home. Secondly, was to our employees. We have great employees down there, and the company that we are dealing with right now, Investment 360, had purchased another facility from a county out west. It was fantastic. They hired every single solitary person. They've made a commitment, and they're respecting our employees, that everyone is being interviewed at that point. But we also have a responsibility to the taxpayers. You know, it was not one of our core services, and there are private companies that could do it much better than we can.
All right, Commissioner, I'll give you a couple seconds to wrap here.
And just ending with that, again, this is what I've always said, this is a breathing, living mechanism. It has a lot of lives that affect it, a lot of people in Schuykill County. It's been there. And again, that probably was one of my hardest decisions to sell it without first doing everything that we can possibly can. Again, Commissioner Alkovich stated our 3 top principles: the employees, the level of care, and to make sure that it will be a rest facility. The only difference when we turn this over, that it won't be county owned, it'll be privately owned, and hopefully that'll continue for the residents. Make sure, because as commissioners, we still, even though we're out of the business, we still need to supply services for our seniors and make sure that they're taken care of, and there's facilities to do that, and hopefully Resthaven will be there for a long time to come.
All right. Well, I'm out of time. I'd like to thank the three of you for taking time to talk with us. I invite you on our show anytime. I invite you to Hazleton, too, as well. Maybe we stop for Jimmy's hot dog or something next time we get you to come up.
Hey,
Thanks.
Gary's going to bring some city chicken.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Thanks for joining us on Topic A, everyone. We'll see you next time.